August 4th of 2015, my dad had a brainstem stroke. This was actually 3 days after he walked me down the aisle. He started to get better and his speech was coming back, but then he crashed. So he was rushed into surgery. He had a 10% chance to survive the surgery, and he came through okay. What happened in the next couple days is cognitively, everything was normal, but he couldn't move anything other than his eyes. So he could blink and he could look up and down. We realized he had locked-in syndrome. So about a week after his stroke, they gave him a prognosis of, you will be in event-dependent nursing home the rest of your life. You can try to go to rehab. You can see where things go, but the prognosis was that he would only move his eyes. 2 weeks in the ICU, and then we spent 2 months over at Select Specialty Hospital. We made the decision to go to the Rehabilitation Institute of Chicago from RIC. We started with Mary Free Bed Home and Community, transitioned over to Mary Free Bed at Home. We want to give him as much as we possibly can, and if there's progress with a brainstem stroke, it's going to be very, very slow.
So this is our RT300 FES lower extremity cycle. We have electrodes hooked up to the major muscle groups, stimulates muscles to work in a cycling coordinated pattern to facilitate those muscles to get stronger and also help with cardiovascular benefits and endurance.
The most important thing, especially that the Intensive Medical Rehabilitation Unit offers, is collaboration amongst the physiatrists, amongst respiratory therapy and nursing, family members in terms of training and education, and then in conjunction with our colleagues in pulmonary medicine at St. Mary's Hospital. We were talking and meeting on a daily basis trying to assess what needs Steve had both at daytime and at nighttime, and how could we come up with a solution so that when he left Mary Free Bed, he was discharging home with the least amount of risk of having to come back to see us.
So what the GoWing does is lives on his power chair so that every time he's up in the wheelchair, he has that support and he has that assist to be able to do the things that he wants to do.
He can actually utilize the movements, especially with his shoulder that he has, that he couldn't use by himself because he can't lift the weight of his arm.
In the past, there hasn't been an integrated piece of technology that can live on the wheelchair like this. So it really is an aid to daily living.
So this is something new that we just started working on, of having Steve bite down on the toothbrush and then extending his wrist back so we can adjust how it's oriented in his mouth.
So it's going to help with ADLs, but at the same time, we've been able to play games.
The first time that I saw Steve using it, he was actually playing a game of cornhole with his daughter. Knowing the progress, albeit slow, that Steve has made in his recovery over the last months and even years, that was really remarkable.
It's supporting your loved one and being there for them and being their voice. So I really think that's the biggest takeaway.